So I have not vlogged today about the day 3 of the Body and Pole New York trip because late last night Verizon sent a lot of really obnoxious text messages and emails letting me know that I had $40 worth of data overage charges and my bill cycle doesn't end until the 26th. Today is the 12th. So I was not really going to be like vlogging and uploading stuff today, and apparently one video didn't even really upload last night. So quick recap for today. So last night Helen and I ended up staying in. I'll find the video I did that I didn't or wouldn't upload. But we ended up watching ice skating, the national qualifiers for the Olympics, and we're just like blown away by like the athleticism of these ice skaters and their flexibility and stuff, and that was kind of cool. And I think we all passed out like midnight-ish. Bethany came back. She did I guess the correct pronunciation is Ona. It's almost like Ona in the Japanese Ona Kavella. And that was apparently really fucking difficult, but Bethany is like amazeballs and a beast. That's why she does CrossFit, so she had fun. So this morning we all took aerial contortion with Alex, and then I followed it with hammock fluidity. And the aerial contortion is in hammocks, and that shit is fucking hard. You don't realize it, but I feel for the people in silks. The amount of pressure the hammock puts on different parts of your body is really hard. And when you're stretching like that, going back into bridges, and that thing is digging into your lower back, it is so hard to breathe. So that was really, really difficult, and trying to stretch with the hammock made it very clear that I have major hip issues. I cannot square my hips to save my fucking life, and I can fit 2 yoga blocks under my hoo-ha trying to square my hips and hit a split, which is not good at all. There is like no progress there. So that was really, really hard, and it was also extremely hot in the studio again today. As the instructor's been saying, it's been like Bikram pole in the studio all weekend. And hammock fluidity is supposed to be more like learning how to do a routine within the hammock and be fluid and graceful and stuff. Well, A, that studio was freaking hot, and B, there were also some people who had never touched a hammock before in that class, so Alex had us working on different entries into the hammock. Well, as you can imagine, that means a lot of doing repetitive things like shoving the hammock into your midsection just below your hips. You saw pictures of my breakfast this morning. The fried green tomatoes, and the potato hash, and the bacon, and the coffee. It was hot. Breakfast was not doing so well after aerial contortion, and doing those pullovers into the hammock for fluidity, and it got to a point where I was so hot and felt so ill, I had to sit out for a good 5 to 7 minutes because I was pretty sure I was going to embarrass myself in the Body and Pole studio and vom all in that hammock, and that would have been just awful. So I sat out for a little bit. But it was still a really great class, and Alex is an amazing instructor. Oh my god, the amount of just strength you have to use the hammock is unbelievable. I think the worst is I didn't realize how much you use your fingers trying to grip and hold the fabric. You really, like the fabric, your fingers are literally that tight on the fabric because it's so thin. So when you're holding and pulling your entire body weight up, just using like these fingers here, oh my god, I was like trying to pry my fingers. It hurt like whoa! Yeah, my sister's here. She's also hearing my adventures. See here in the background. So that was just really hard, and I didn't anticipate that, like the hammock digging in and the finger pressure and pain and what breakfast would do to me on the hammock. So, that was, But the big thing was like that, for this Body and Pole trip, part of the reason I was doing these vlogs was because for a lot of people it was like, oh my god, is it really feasible to go all the way to New York for the weekend to take classes at Body and Pole? Is it doable? Is it feasible? Turns out it is. And for doing 8 classes in 3 days, I am so exhausted. I hurt especially my shoulder and my neck. They're killing me. I had the worst headache on the train back. But, you know, I didn't actually collapse, which is good. I kept hydrated. Helen, Bethany, and I, we made it through everything, and like that, Bethany did 8 classes plus Ona's workshop. That's like 9. So it's doable. And with the living social deals for the classes, and using like rewards points for hotel, and us splitting the cost, and then getting the train tickets early enough, it really wasn't that bad. If you book early enough, usually the train to and from New York can be $50 each way, so it's just $100 there. If you're splitting room costs with other people and you use reward points, it's not that much more, like, depending on the hotel. We were at the Hilton Garden Inn, which was just one street over from Body and Pole. I think it was just, like, not even $200. So then with adding in the living social vouchers and food, it means it's a couple $100, but it's doable. And if you're really going there to learn from the best of the best, it's worth it. So we learned a lot. We had a lot of fun. It is doable. You don't die. But it's an experience you just need to be ready for. So other things we liked about the studio that we were talking about today. One thing that they do in the studios at Body and Pole is that they have little bottles of alcohol. Instead of just having like one bottle of alcohol or one bottle of Windex for the entire studio area, in each studio there's like 5 or 6 spray bottles of alcohol and washcloths that are stacked, and they wash every day, that you can use and take to continuously wipe down the poles since you share them. And that's, I think, really great. The alcohol really kills everything, and everyone being able to have their own alcohol spray bottle to clean as they need to when they're sharing the poles is really great. Excuse me. Also, they keep yoga blocks in every single studio. It's like that for everyone who's trying to practice doing their splits squared correctly. For those of us who aren't there yet, you can use the yoga blocks. If you're doing over splits, you have the blocks to prop up your ankles and feet to oversplit. And for the yoga mats, instead of rolling the mats, they have just horizontal bars. It's almost like a drying rack. And they lay the yoga mats over them so that they aren't like folded all weird and stuff. You'll notice like that when you go into some studios and they're rolled off and they're just in a bucket or something. When you pull them out and go to unroll them, they're still curling on the ends. They think that at Body and Pole they just have the bars and they lay them over the bars. And that way they don't roll funny. Now, I know at Pole Pressure we're really good about wiping down our mats after we use them. I didn't see anyone at Body and Pole wiping down the mats. I don't know if that's something that their staff does at the end of the night. I do know the staff kicks people out of the rooms between classes and at the end of the night, because they do a really thorough clean of the studio sometimes. Especially at the end of the night. Big clean. We got kicked out of stretch one night because they need to clean the studio. Especially if they're hanging apparatus, they kick people out to wipe down the floors and change everything out, which I think is really great, that they take the time to clean out the studios, so that they don't get dirty. I like that when things get wiped down, it's just clean. It's very important. No spreading germs and stuff. So I'm sure, hey baby, it's my dad. Everyone say hello to Murphy. Murphy! He's happy I'm home. That's why he brought me Mr. Chipmunk. Anyway, so as I think of other things, I'll mention them, but just want to share my experience going to New York for the weekend, going to Body and Pole, 8 classes, 3 days. I'm home and I'm tired, but I'm not dead, just bruised. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Bye.